Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we'll talk about a few ayat from Surah Al-Araf, the beginning of Surah Al-Araf, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the creation of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked, commanded Malaika, including Shaitan, also to bow down to Adam. And the story, which was also mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah as well, it is from a different angle, and that's what one of the things that we see. Sometimes we see some of the stories are seemingly repeated in the Quran, but every time we find that it is showing some different angle to the story. And of course, in this small period of time that we talk in this small talk about the ayat, we cannot go into too much of a detail, but inshallah, I will try to focus on just a couple of things in this story. In Surah Al-Araf, from ayah number 11, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ ثُمَّ صَوَّرْنَاكُمْ ثُمَّ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ لَمْ يَكُنْ مِنَ السَّاجِدِينَ. In this ayat al-Mubarak, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about that Allah is the one who created you, your father, Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and then gave you the shape of human being. And then we told the angels, or commanded the angels to bow down to Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. And they all prostrated, they all bow down, except the Shaitan. He refused to be the one who prostrated. Now, in this ayah, one of the things to pay attention to here is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not mentioning about only Adam alayhi salam. It says, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ. Kum in Arabic is talking about it's a jama form, or it's in plural. So why is it talking about in the jama? As the Mufassirin say, it is because it is talking about Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, but because Adam alayhi salam is the father of all the mankind, hence it is mentioned as khalaqnakum. And then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the Malaika to bow down, it was to Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. So the purpose of mentioning as sawarnakum here, or khalaqnakum, is referring to Adam alayhi salam, but in a sense of that he is the father of the whole mankind. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Adam to the Malaika to prostrate to Adam alayhi salam, Shaitan is the one who actually did not prostrate it, and hence he was called Iblis, or he was Ablasa, meaning he lost the hope of mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of disobedience of Shaitan to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, قَالَ مَا مَنَعَكَ أَلَّا تَسْجُدَ إِذْ أَمْرَتُكَ قَالَ أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that what he's asking the Shaitan, that what prevented you from bowing down, for prostrating when I commanded you. So the response of the Shaitan was that Ana khayrun min, I am better than him. That you created me, khalaqtani min nar, from fire, and you created him from the teen. And this is teen means the clay. Now this is his short-sightedness of Shaitan, that he was just thinking of, because he is created from fire, hence he is better than Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, who was created from clay. Now this, of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives the honor whoever he wishes to, and here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the honor to Adam alayhi salatu wasalam to be bowed down to. Now, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قَالَ فَاحْبِتْ مِنْهَا فَمَا يَكُونُ لَكَ أَن تَتَكَبَّرَ فِيهَا فَاخْرُجْ إِنَّكَ مِنَ الصَّاغِرِينَ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded, get down from this paradise, it is from this Jannah. It is not for you to be arrogant. Here, get out, for you are those of the humiliated and disgraced. Innaka mina saghirin. Saghirin, talking about, if you want to just literally translate, it could refer to it as the small one. But here, saghirin is referring to more about disgrace and humiliation because of the actions that he did by disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and actually Iblis said, قَالَ أَنذِرْنِي إِلَى يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ, that Iblis asked for, Shaitan asked for some time, allow me respite till the day that are raised up, the day of resurrection. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قَالَ إِنَّكَ مِنَ الْمُنذَرِينَ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you are of those who are allowed to respite, the one who will allowed to wait until the day of resurrection. قال فبما أغويتني لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. That Iblis said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now instead of accepting his mistake, as in the previous part of the story, when he disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he started giving excuses of his disobedience as if he has more knowledge than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah is the one who asked him to bow down to Adam, and Allah is the one should be obeyed. And Shaitan started coming up with excuses. That coming up with excuses not to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put a person in the category of thinking that he is aware of, or he is more knowledgeable than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or he can come up with conclusions, he can come up with the rules, he can come up with the regulations better than what Allah has given. And here Allah's command was for Shaitan to prostrate to Adam alayhi salam, and he thought of it that this command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was not in the right place. That made him Iblis, that made him the one who was deprived of the mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then after that, not only that he first thought of the command of Allah was not in the right place, na'udhu billah, but rather then he said that the aghwaytani, that you are the one who misguided me. He is on top of it. Now he is holding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accountable of his mistake. And that's a very interesting point to think of and to remember. And there are a couple of points that I like to make sure that we, inshallah, take from today's quick talk about these verses. So here, now he is assuring Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first that you misguided me. Therefore, I will sit and wait against them, the human beings, on your straight path. Meaning that now you misguided me, hence I will misguide them. That's what Shaitan was saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he will be sitting in the path of the human beings, the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Adam alayhi salam, and not only Adam alayhi salam, but the children of Adam alayhi salam. And that kind of make us also think about in the beginning of the verses when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was referring to لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ ثُمَّ صَوَّرْنَاكُمْ, that we are the one created you and that we are the one who gave you the shape. Talking about Adam alayhi salam, but also Allah is the one who created us, the children of Adam, and he's the one who gave us a shape of a human being as well. So here, Shaitan is promising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Shaitan is the one who is saying that this will be his job now. He will be in the path of the human beings to misguide the human beings. And then, and he says that ثُمَّ لَأَتِيَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم ولا تجد أكثرهم شاكرين. Then he said, I will come to them from before, بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم, from front of them, from behind them, from the right side of them, from the left side of them. And he said to them, you will find that most of the people, you will find them, they will not be thankful, that they will not be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Iblis after قال اخرج منها مذءوما مدحورا لمن تبعك منهم لأملأن جهنم منكم أجمعين. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, get out of this Jannah, get out of this paradise, this being madhura, being expelled, disgraced, and whoever of them, from the mankind, whoever will be the one who will follow you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising that Allah will fill the Jahannam with the Shaitan and whoever follows the Shaitan. And to that point that Other places Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that when Allah will be filling the Jahannam with the one who follow the shaitan, the Jahannam will say, "Hal min mazid?" Are there more? And Mufassirin explain that that means that it can be taken both ways, that Jahannam will be amazed by the number of people who will be thrown into the hellfire, and other meaning is that Jahannam will still be needing more and more, it will be able to take more if needed. Regardless, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says here that Allah will fill the Jahannam with the ones who follow shaitan and the shaitan. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, يا آدم اسكن أنت وزوجك الجنة فكلا من حيث شئتما ولا تقربا هذه الشجرة فتكونا من الظالمين. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and his wife Hawa to stay in the Jannah and eat whatever you want, except one of the trees, which was a test for them not to go close to them. Now here, as we discussed in the Surah Al-Baqarah as well in the past, and even here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continued on about the story and talks about how shaitan misguided Adam and Hawa and made them eat from that tree, and they became the one who have made the mistake, the one who listened to the waswas of the shaitan here. But there's a difference here. What we see in this incident, they're talking about a mistake of the shaitan and Iblis, that when he made the mistake, right away he started, first of all, coming up with excuses of his mistakes, and second, then instead of accepting his mistake, he started blaming Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his mistakes. And then here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the mistake of Adam and Hawa, and let's see what the response of Adam and Hawa was of their mistake. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قَالَ رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. That they said, "Oh our Rabb, oh our Lord, we have wronged ourselves, we have done the dhulm on ourselves, وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا." And if you don't forgive us, وَتَرْحَمْنَا, and bestow mercy upon us, لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ, then we shall certainly be of the losers. So there's a huge difference that we can see in the response of Shaitan, Iblis, and the response of Adam alayhi salam and the Hawa. In the case of the Shaitan, he tried to blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He tried to come up with excuses of his mistakes. And in the case of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and Hawa, we see that first of all, right away, they recognized who is our Rabb. Then they also recognize their own mistakes. So they say Rabbana, and they say Dhalamna anfusana, we made the dhulm on ourselves. And then ask for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ask for mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, understanding that if Allah is the one, do not forgive us, Allah is the one, do not have mercy on them, then we will become from the losers, from the khasirin. Now, what is a lesson that we can see from here? A couple of things to what I was point out. Number one thing, that Shaitan is playing the very same tricks that he made the mistake with. That was his own mistakes. Number one, he became arrogant, he became proud. He, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was about wastakbara kana min al-kafirin, that he is the one who disobeyed Allah and became arrogant. And this is where he's saying that, talking about that he is better than Adam alayhi salam, better than the mankind, and because he's created from fire and he's not, and the Adam is created from clay. Now we can see the very similarities today in the world as well, all over across the world, where people are one race either think that they are better than the other, whether it's the white race thinks that they're better than the black, or the black thinks they're better than the white, or brown, or yellow, whatsoever this permutation we can think of. All those races, whether what language they speak or what place they are from, they start thinking of they are better than the other. While we know that when it comes to who is better, is the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that makes one better than the other. Now, that's one aspect of it. Second thing that we see, and this aspect is a very important aspect about this discrimination, about this racism that is destroying the world today. And it's not necessarily about the race. It could be genders, whatsoever way you want to look at it. It's Allah is the one who is the judge among us. He is the one who knows who is the one who is honorable and who's the one who is not. But anyways, moving forward, other aspect of that which is important here to just pay attention to is the response of the shaitan about his mistake. He came up with excuses, and then he accused Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his mistakes. And the one who are who obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, talking about Adam alayhi salam and Hawa, they are the one who recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rububiyyah, they recognize the lordship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they accepted their mistake and they ask for forgiveness and ask for mercy from Allah. Now, in today's world, we can see that, and this is what Shaitan promised was, that he will go after the mankind from the front, from the back, from the left and from the right, to destroy them, to lead them to the hellfire. Now, today we can see whether it's on the individual basis that people, when they make mistakes, that how Shaitan misguides them. So they come up with, first they try to come up with excuses for their mistakes, that why they are making the mistakes. So they have all the reasons for their mistakes to do the mistakes. So their own wrong actions start looking them right. That's one aspect of it. So those actions could be many. It could be on an individual basis. There could be many, whether it could be people who are dealing with the riba, meaning usury, or the people who are dealing with all other sorts of haram, whether it's that, whether it's dealing with alcohol, dealing with the businesses which they are not supposed to be involved in. We're dealing with mixing of the genders where they are not supposed to be mixing, and so on and so forth. Now, on a larger scale, we can see the very same thing besides individuals. We can see on a nation levels also, when we find that the people who are commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at individual level and on the level when they have the power, both of them are commanded to follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we find that how Shaitan is misguiding the world at large in both cases, on an individual level to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to live the life against what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded, and on the national level, on the world level, where the people who have power, when they are being unjust, they are being unjust by not ruling by what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded, and they are coming up with all the rules and regulations from their own mind, and they are ruling by other than what Allah has revealed. So now they are doing the dhulm on themselves and the people they have power over. So in that case also we see people come up with all the excuses that why that is okay for them to not to rule by commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's one thing. And second, then not only that, then people come up with other excuses, as the Shaitan did in his very first incident that we see between Adam alayhi salam and Iblis, that how he was blaming then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now today, a lot of time people would start blaming other people of their own actions. So action is their own. So if they are in the power, they will start blaming the people who are the one they are ruling over, because they start saying that this is the way the people are, hence it's okay for them to rule over them like that. Or people will come up with excuses of, oh, the rulers are like that the way they are because the people are bad. This is a ridiculous way of looking at the things, because everybody is accountable for their own actions, whether we are individuals, the ones who have no authority, no power, and the one who are ruled by people, and the people who have power. All of them are accountable in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of us are accountable according to the responsibility Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed over us. So when we read this ayat, we should think of from that angle also, that we should not start following the footsteps of Shaitan, that we do not start coming up with excuses for our mistakes. Number two, if we do make a mistake in our lives, whichever level we are at, we should be returning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, number one, and accepting our mistakes and try to rectify it, try to fix it in a manner that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وأقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو غفور رحيم. جزاكم الله خيرا. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.